Infamously speaking, coming to you live from the great state of Washington. Well, at least I am. Quan on the East Coast. We're here to talk week 7 of the NFL season. We already had an interesting game. People were calling the Unk Bowl on Thursday. Joe Flacco, Aaron Rodgers. That ended up being a game. So we'll talk a little bit about that, and then we'll look ahead to the games coming tomorrow, give our thoughts, breakdowns, um, and just overall opinions about what we think is going to happen. Of course, we're going to be right. We're always right about all the games, never missed. And if we are wrong, we just come back, edit the video, and then there's no proof that we were wrong. That's the beauty of technology. How's it going, Quan?
Going good, man. Good intro. I was just letting you do your thing. I'm still recovering too. It's like pretty rough adventures.
Okay. Well, hopefully you're good. Hopefully everything works out for you on that side. Before we jump into any of the action, if you're not already subscribed to the Infamously Speaking YouTube channel, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Helps us out a lot. Helps other people see the show. Also, recommend it. Word of mouth is really the best way for things to spread. Good things, anyways. And so we want to make sure that anybody that's looking for football content has a place to get it unbiased, unfiltered, none of the national media bullshit. Just real opinions from real fans, guys up the street kind of deal. We've really embraced that and we're running forward with that. With that being said, let's talk about Thursday Night Football, which I think we both picked the Steelers to win. It was like it's too obvious. You know, Joe Flacco didn't look so great, even though he was able to keep the Bengals competitive against the Packers in Week 6. We didn't really think that there was going to be much of a chance for them playing Pittsburgh, because this was Pittsburgh's big opportunity to break away from the rest of the division. Remember, going into this game, the last 3 weeks, so not this week included, the last 3 weeks, excluding the Steelers, the AFC North was 0-9. This was the first win for an AFC North team not named the Steelers in 3 weeks. That's what the Bengals did with Joe Flacco on Thursday night. What were your initial kind of reactions, takeaways from the game?
The Unks are better than Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts brought into the conversation somehow.
No, I'm just fucking with everybody. It was a thrilling game actually. Ended up being exciting to the end.
Yep.
I was actually surprised Aaron Rodgers could throw that far for that Hail Mary.
It was like 60, 70 yards or something like that. On the fly too.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Do you feel this is a question I had cooking up for you while I was watching the game? Do you feel Jamar Chase is quarterback proof?
Man, after seeing that, he did it with Browning. One game, was it the Jacksonville game where Browning came in and Chase cooked up? And then this last game was like 16 catches or something ridiculous like that. One thing I'll give whatever quarterback credit is they know how to get him the ball. They're not, and also give Zach Taylor credit and the offensive coordinator over there. They know how to get him the ball regardless of who's playing quarterback, which we beg for some offensive coordinators and quarterbacks to do, like the guy that you brought up, Jalen Hurts, getting the ball in your best player's hands. Yeah, he has to be at this point.
Yeah,
he has to be.
I mean, we talked about it prior to the season, right? But seeing what he does, he's a savage. I will say though, I feel like almost anybody could kind of look great when you're getting 23 targets, bro.
Yeah, it's a ridiculous number, man. I mean,
23 targets. Most quarterbacks don't. I mean, not most, but some quarterbacks don't even throw 23 times.
Like who?
I wasn't going there, but
I'm messing with you. Yeah, it was a thrilling game. I think I think this confirms some of our suspicions about the Pittsburgh Steelers, though. We talked about it. We picked the Steelers because we didn't think the Bengals were going to really put up too much of a fight. And that's no disrespect to the Bengals. It's just when you have a quarterback come in, regardless of who it is, and only be with the team for what it was like 10 days on Thursday. That's a tough task, especially coming from they played in Green Bay, tough game there to then turn around quick. But extremely impressive from Cincinnati.
And
But
oh, sorry about that. But
no,
I
you
was
good.
thinking, like, I think they said their offensive line was like ranked last in the league too. And we
Yep.
talk about that all the time. Like, if you can't win in the trenches, it's gonna be a long day. So credit to them. Uh, I think the Bengals are second in that division now, right? With like 2 wins,
Three. Yeah.
three
Three
wins,
wins. Three
crazy.
and four. Yeah, incredible. I mean, think about what this would have meant for the Steelers if they would have been able to win. They would have been 5-1. Bengals would have been 2-5, and still would have been the closest team to them because the Ravens and the Browns both only have one win. So they keep the division within reach. It's not a lock anymore. And remember, the Steelers still have 2 games against the Ravens, which Lamar should be back for. So that should be interesting down the stretch. And they're going to be
Mhm.
playing a Ravens team that needs to win every single game. So you know they're going to get their best shot regardless. But going back to the Steelers, I we felt like this about the Steelers all season, where it's like, yeah, okay, they're winning games, but it just feels a little weird. And then you think about like, who did they beat? Well, they beat the Jets, but that was close. That game was closer than it should have been. The Jets are obviously horrendous. We saw that. Obviously, they beat the Browns. Okay, you beat the Browns. Everybody's been beaten up on the Browns. That's not super impressive. And so I don't know, man. Like their offense has really been more impressive than their defense, which I think is a surprise coming into the season. Scoring defense wise, Pittsburgh looks pretty good, but if you look at their yards per game, they're like, bottom third of the league. So teams are able to move the ball on them really easily, and you think that wouldn't be the case when you got some pretty big players along that defensive line, and Hayward and Watt and Ramsey actually had a tough game. Which, listen, you're playing against T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. Um, But Pittsburgh, I wouldn't have a ton of confidence in them. This feels like a team that makes the playoffs and is probably out in round one. I'm
Yeah.
not sure if anybody has them in contenders list, but we saw them in some power rankings ranked
Oh
in
yeah,
like the
you love
top
those power
three.
rankings.
It's just egregious, is what it is. Well, so I love power rankings when I feel like when they're done right, because some power rankings are just the rankings, right? Listed 1 through 10. Like, oh, here's the best teams because of their record. Other power rankings, you're like, I don't even know what the fuck the criteria is. And then some power rankings, they have some merit to them. But we'll get to that a little bit later. Um, Play of the night though has to be T. Higgins, right? Sliding down there in
Oh
the red
yeah,
zone
yeah,
when he could have
yeah.
walked in, for a touchdown. Has to be play
The
of the night
first thing
there.
I thought of was somebody's parlay getting fried.
Yeah.
Not mine, because I put the
Yeah, it's sick.
gambling down. But nah, that I was. I mean, it was very smart play by T Higgins, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
Because he could have walked into the end zone, but why you concealed the deal right there, which he did. So credit to T Higgins for that. Very heads
Yeah.
up play.
Absolutely. I mean, Pittsburgh ended up getting the ball back, like 8 seconds or something like that left. Like you
I
brought
think it
up,
was 11. No, no, it was
Ro-
7. It was 7.
Rogers able to get the ball to the end zone from like the 30 is crazy. Um, Huge missed opportunity for Pittsburgh there, but still, yeah. I mean, you know what? Thursday night football has actually been hitting this year. Normally, it's like, oh, okay, here we go,
There's a
blowout. So
good
you get
one next week.
what's
Minnesota versus the Chargers.
is that going to be a good one? When's JJ going to play back, man? Is he playing this week? No, I don't think so. Um,
No, I
no,
think it's Wentz, but JJ should be back probably the following week.
that's another team that the Steelers beat. Carson Wentz, the Carson Wentz Vikings. You know what I mean? So like
Okay.
when you look at who they played, and it's not a disrespect, but we talk about it all the time, especially if you watch college football, where they talk about who they beat in their resume. The Pittsburgh Steelers resume is not super impressive. Now I get you have to play who's on your schedule. You can only play who's in front of you. But when you start ranking them among other teams amongst the league, you're like, hey, wait a minute, maybe that 4-2 record isn't as impressive as maybe we thought it was, and that's probably going to upset a lot of Pittsburgh Steeler fans. But that's okay. I mean, you come at us. That's a one and done kind of playoff team right there. Let's move into the rest of the week 7 action. And it starts off Sunday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Rams at Jags. Battle of 4-2 teams. LA's favored by 3. Who do you like in this game?
I like the Doctors.
The Doctors.
Yeah, because I got all these fantasy teams, right? And I'm like, I don't want to get up at 9 in the morning to fix the schedules. Like, I mean, my teams, right? So shout out to the Doctors and the teams for releasing the injury report, so I don't gotta wake up that early. Because I pretty much figured Puka would be out.
Yeah.
Again, we talked about the Niners and all their injuries, but like, we was big on Ricky Pearsall, so that was a thing. Marvin Harrison as well, but he cleared concussion protocol.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to the game. It's the Rams versus the Jags. Yeah. Man. That's a tough one. It's tougher than you think. I wanted to initially say Rams off of instinct, but
Yep.
no, Puka hurts. Like
Huge.
Puka is the focal point of that offense.
Huge. Yeah, Jacksonville's defense against an opportunistic defense like Jacksonville, that's not no slouch, right? It's not a easy game. And like, I mean, think about it. They're coming off a tough loss where they played Seattle tough. So this is no rollover Jacksonville Jaguars team. I agree with you. I think no Puka is going to be a tough task. Jacksonville, they're used to playing in London. I think they play every single year in London. The Rams concern me a little bit. Their performance against Baltimore last week was definitely eye-opening for me. That's a Raiders defense that everybody took advantage of.
Give me the Jags.
I think I'm gonna roll with Jacksonville here. Like you said, I mean, you called it out last week, like Puka being the one that he's kind of out there almost like as a decoy. Now they get a key in on Devontae Adams. Jacksonville's been pretty decent against the run. They're used to playing in London. They want to get the taste out of a nasty loss out of their mouth. I like Jacksonville. Which sucks because I picked the Rams in the NFC, man.
I know.
I think that's one injury, and of course Stafford, that just it hurts the Rams so much. Not just because of what Puka does, obviously in the passing game, but what he does in the running game. All these runs are to the outside. Yeah. He's one of the best block and wide receivers in the NFL. You're not going to get that same kind of production out of Whittington or Tutu Atwell. No disrespect to Tutu Atwell, of course, but
and I'm big on like the little things. Did you see the clip of Puka on the sideline against the Ravens? His leadership skills is what I'm pretty much getting at.
No,
like he was getting his team together. Like, yo, we gotta finish in the red zone. Like, what are we doing? But like not having. I mean, did he travel with the team? I'm assuming, probably. So he'll be there. But
I don't know.
I think when you're part of the game and you bring that aspect to it, it takes away some of the things they got going for them. So tough game. That's a tough game to call. But I do feel comfortable going with the Jags.
Yeah, I lean Jags there. Let's keep it rolling. Saints at Bears. Bears coming off a big Monday night win in DC, avenging that loss they took last year against the Commanders. And of course the Saints coming off a game where they battled against New England in the Superdome. Bears favored by 4.5. Who you got? In Chicago, by the way.
I'll take Chicago, but I think it's not going to be an easy game like probably people would think. Spencer Rattler's actually been playing pretty decent.
He's been playing pretty decent, and really the Saints, who of course, I mean, they're 1-5, not a super great team, but they haven't been getting blown out like they were last year. I mean, they have 2 kind of lopsided losses. The first one was against Seattle, where they just kind of got dominated from start to finish. And the other game that they lost by more than 10 points was against Buffalo in Buffalo, but that game was close in the fourth quarter. Buffalo just kind of caught a rhythm and outpaced them. Every other game was close. Against the Cardinals, lost by 7. Against the Niners, lost by 5. Um, Obviously beat the Giants. And then against the Pats last week, they were in that game the entire time. So I agree with you. I think Chicago is starting to hit a really good rhythm offensively too, as well. That blocking up front is definitely much improved over last year. Swift's becoming more and more of a factor. Caleb was clearly more comfortable back there. Um, and I like what I'm seeing out of Chicago. I'm not saying that this is going to be a big offensive game. It's supposed to be 48 degrees and some rain at kickoff. And we all know that Chicago's not a quarterback friendly place. But I think the Bears get it done at home here. Let's keep it rolling. Um, this is everybody's favorite game of the week. The Battle of the Tomato Cans. Dolphins at Browns. Cleveland favored by 2.5, and I think rightly so. I think Cleveland's gonna win. I'm gonna be honest with you. Dylan Gabriel's actually looked all right. Curious what your thoughts have been on Dylan Gabriel. I'm not sure how much you've gotten a chance to watch some of his
I have.
performances.
I didn't. I seen a few highlights from him. Uh, but I honestly I didn't analyze him enough to give a really good perspective.
Sure.
Like I normally would. Just to be honest.
Mhm.
I think Judkins is actually he's been impressive, right? Uh,
I agree.
but realistically, for the Browns, I don't. They play in Miami. You said
They're playing
right?
in Cleveland.
No, but they're playing Miami.
Yeah, playing Miami. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. You got the Browns. I think that's gonna. That's a terrible game to beat to watch. um, I do have a chance, so I'm gonna be paying attention to what he does. But that Browns defense is pretty solid in Cleveland. Waddle. Is
That
Waller
whole
playing?
yeah.
I know it's questionable.
But they haven't been. You called it out. Like he was cooking against the Jets. Wasn't the first half, and it was quiet. I know he caught a touchdown last week, but was still kind of quiet outside of the
No, he was
touchdown.
quiet because he was scaring me. He was
Yeah.
scaring me.
Um, and that vibe. I'm not sure if you saw it. Like the week before, last week, Tua like called out people. He didn't say any names, but players not showing up to players only meetings, and he comes out this week, like an offensive lineman was like, some things should just stay within the locker room. And then Tua comes back out and apologizes. The vibes in that franchise are just off right now.
Yeah, that's a great call out. That's a
I
great
mean, the
call out.
Browns have habitually bad. That's just their habits. That's who they are. Is bad vibe Browns, but they're used to that. And Miles Garrett obviously still a game wrecker, and Dylan's been all right. So yeah, I like the Browns there. Let's move to another AFC matchup: Raiders at Chiefs. This is an obvious Chiefs play. The Raiders have looked horrendous, bro. Horrendous. I know they
Geno
won,
Smith.
but these look terrible.
Geno Smith has been awful.
Leads the league in turnovers. Ashton Gentry's had on and off games. It looks like they're starting to get him more involved though in the passing game, which is a good sign. I'm glad that the Trey Tucker fantasy news has kind of died down a little bit. People getting hyped up, trying to sell him super high, like he's the next big play threat in the NFL. The Raiders are bad, bro. The Raiders are bad.
Yeah, they need Bowers too.
Yeah, no Bowers.
Crosby. Crosby's a savage. It's just
No doubt.
it's tough watching them too. Like I was watching some of that Titans game, just for fantasy implications, really, and to be a student of the game, I guess. But it was bad. It was tough to watch.
Yeah, they're not. I don't. There's nothing that they're really super good at, to be honest with you. Yeah, and the Chiefs are on a roll. Rasheed comes back this week.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. I'm gonna be paying attention to that.
You seen? There's some like tweets going around about the Chiefs. Like the Chiefs are celebrating
Yeah.
Rasheed's coming back from like a serious injury, which he is, by the way. He got fucked up. That's why he missed the last year, pretty much, with a knee injury or a lower leg injury. they're celebrating like he's coming back from a devastating injury and not coming back from a
Suspension,
from a serious
a
crime.
felony.
Yeah, which he's
Yeah,
gonna
I
have
see
to
that.
serve some time for. 30 days. But anyways, I thought that was kind of crazy. Like, man, listen, this is the find out. This is the punishment levied out. He paid his dues, and he's eventually gonna have to pay his dues to society. That's what it was. Of course, the Chiefs are happy that he's coming back. Now they don't gotta rely on Juju, who's been playing okay, but they don't gotta rely on Juju anymore. You know, the only thing that concerns me about Kansas City, because obviously everybody knows how I feel about Kansas City. I still like them to win the Super Bowl is they have no running game, zero running game. Patrick Mahomes actually is the running game. Pacheco hasn't been super effective. Hunt hasn't been really effective, and so that's a little bit of a concern. But did you see a report that Devon Achane? I've been seeing that he might potentially be made available.
I did see that. I didn't see that the Chiefs were gonna
Oh no, no, it wasn't Kansas City. I,
potentially.
I think it was Seattle. I think I saw a report like Seattle would have been might be interested in like a Walker and or Charbonnet swap for Achane, which would be ridiculous for Seattle.
Yeah, Achan's a beast. I seen the like Brees Hall, Kamara, obviously. Um,
See Kamara shoot those down though.
no,
He
I didn't
pretty
see
much said
that.
if he gets traded, that he's going to retire.
Really?
hmm He does not want to leave. He said he's like, yeah, I get traded, I'll be drinking a pina colada, pretty much.
Did he
Is what he
really
said.
say that?
Yeah. Yep.
Kudos to him, man. They said he was like the heart of that team and like that city. So
Absolutely.
I respect it. I respect it.
Um, it's going to be interesting to see what running backs get made available to your point at the deadline. Because I did also see Brees. Um, but I like Kansas City, period. But the running game needs to be a fix. Their defense has been playing really well. Mahomes looks like he's back in form, leading favorite for MVP. Chiefs roll there.
Who's favorite guy?
Vegas is favorite.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that tells you what you need to know.
Yeah,
Anyways,
they always fry you,
facts.
so they want you to put the money up on Mahomes, knowing he's not gonna win it.
Listen, if I was a betting man, which I'm not, I would take. No. I already said we already put money on Drake.
Yeah, exactly. So to stop that,
Eagles at Vikings, what could potentially be an interesting game. Of course, no JJ, but the Eagles. You want to talk about a team with bad vibes all around them? I feel like we're one more AJ Brown, you know, non-performance kind of game away from like a full-blown meltdown. But I do think that Philly wins the game. Um, Carson Wentz can get some revenge against his old team, but I think defensively they'll be fine. Remember, Jalen Carter didn't play against the Giants, so that's a big loss for their defense. I think defensively they'll be able to hold it down against Carson Wentz, and they'll have enough offense to squeak out a win.
I'm going with Vikings.
Of course you are.
Why? They
But
look.
let's hear the analysis.
That's a great call out, right? Having Carter there, but I don't trust those corners, and I think
That's true.
Addison's gonna have a phenomenal game. And Jay Jettis is Jay Jettis. Like I don't know. I think you kind of sold me on the fact that they have
Well, he's
all that.
questionable. Carter's questionable, so obviously
Okay.
Carter needs to play.
So if Carter don't play, you going Vikings?
Yeah, because their defenses look bad. Both, their defense got better in the first half against that Dallas game, but the first half in that Dallas game, remember, they were just getting lit up because they couldn't generate any kind of rush.
Oh, I remember.
Um,
Because they didn't do much against that Dallas defense, which is atrocious.
in the second half, they didn't do anything yet. And then obviously against the Giants, no Carter, and that defense, they couldn't stop the run. Scatterbull almost had 100. Jackson Dart was killing them. So no Carter if he doesn't play, that's extremely concerning. Um, he's that big of a difference in that defense where that would swing my pick for sure if he doesn't play.
I just like I like the whole Carson Wentz revenge game. Carson Wentz was people forget he was I think he was the favorite for MVP at one point, wasn't
So
he?
he fucked up his leg. Yeah,
Yeah.
100% he was. He probably would have won it
Um.
too.
Yeah. That's gonna be a good game to watch. I think. I want to see what adjustments the Eagles make. Like, how are they gonna? They got to get back to the run game. They
Have
have
to,
to.
have to,
But
absolutely have to. But you
is it
can't
because
trust them.
defenses? Huh?
You can't trust them to say that they're gonna do it though.
Oh no, no. What is our defenses making them? Throw the ball like we told them they should be doing.
Right. But yeah, I mean, it kind of seems like it. Stacked boxes all the time. Players close to the line of scrimmage. Also to keep Jalen contained as well. So that run game has been Saquon has I don't think he's cracked over like 60 rushing yards in a game this year. 60 or 70. I know like all purpose if you include passing, but not the same Saquon that we were seeing last season, who was just absolutely lighting up the league. And I think we even talked about it. Like, do we expect him to have that same kind of similar season? Of course not. I mean, back-to-back 2,000-yard rushing seasons it's never happened for a reason. Teams catch on, but still,
Not this much of a regression, right?
no,
Like
no.
we
We
did,
were
we
talking about he
did.
could have been RB1 still. We were still talking about that potential of him being RB1.
Oh, like in the fantasy
Fantasy
picks.
perspective,
I
right? And
got you. I
so,
got you. Yeah, I didn't. I wouldn't have taken him RB1. I just knew the regression was going to be there, but again, not this significant,
not the
right?
significant.
It's pretty bad. But yeah, I got the Vikings winning, man. I think that it's going to be a nail biter. Jay Jett is going to get a 20, 30 yard pass, put him in field goal range. It's over.
Now, the good thing is that bodes well for Philly is that Minnesota has the 24th ranked rush defense in the NFL. They give 130 yards per game on the ground so far this season. So
Per
that should
game?
per game. Yep.
Wow.
So that should be something that they should be able to exploit. And if they can't, now Landon Dickerson's also questionable this game. So that's definitely going to be something to watch as well. But they got to be able to run the ball. If they have to rely on Hurts throwing the ball 30 plus times, which sounds crazy because it sounds like everybody throws the ball 30 plus times a game now. But if you got to rely
You
on
know
him,
Flacco threw the ball 48 times, bro.
yeah, that was disgusting. And Chase Brown's actually having a game, bro.
He
was actually
he
able to get stuff
averaged
going.
9 point something yards per carry.
They just weren't
He only
running the
had
ball
11
up.
carries at like 100 something yards.
Piron was getting stuff done too.
I
But
always like
again,
P. Ryan.
But again, there goes Pittsburgh though. Pittsburgh's defense is, like I said, they give up yards. They look good. If you just look at scoring defense, like, yo, no, they're not too bad. You look at the yards they give up, they're bottom third in the league at yards. So if you want a little fantasy tip right there, next time you play anybody who's playing Pittsburgh, unless that's like Cleveland, who doesn't know how to operate offense, they're going to get yards. Players are going to get yards against that defense.
Not to go back too heavy on Cleveland. Um, uh, do you think we see Shador this year?
I think if Gabriel's atrocious, yeah. But I think he's played okay enough to get the next start. He hasn't imploded at all. I mean, last week they played Pittsburgh, which is a tough game, and then his first start was against the Vikings, right? Was it against the Vikings in Europe?
Was
Right?
it in
Wasn't it the
Europe?
Vikings?
I don't think. Was that in Europe?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think it was in London. All that to say, I hope we get to see Shador this season, but there's just a sign off about that whole fucking situation over there. That I don't. That's just
It feels like this year has been nothing but injuries and like team drama.
oh, it's just a ton of it. Yeah, that was in London, and it was 21-17. Yeah, That was his first start. So, yeah, I'm not sure if we're gonna see him this year. It's just, you know what the problem is, um, and I think this is why teams didn't want to draft him, and I'm sure there's other stuff that behind the scenes that we don't know, is that there's still microphones in the locker, and people are like, we don't really want microphones in our backup quarterback's locker. You know what I mean?
Oh
And
yeah, yeah.
so, now the Browns of all teams is probably the team that should have left it alone. But I mean, it's the Browns, and of course they draft 2 quarterbacks. It doesn't make any sense. Anyways, that's enough Cleveland Brown talk. Uh, who would have thought this? The Carolina Panthers 6 weeks through the season, 3-3, coming off a massive win against the Dallas Cowboys, where Ted McMillan scores his first 2 NFL touchdowns called by Quan himself, getting on the board. Rico Dowdle with another 200-yard plus performance, going against the worst team in the NFL, the New York Jets. Who you got? Carolina favored by
Panthers.
1. By
The
the
Panthers.
way, I feel like that line's disrespectful to the Panthers. Don't you think? 1 point. It's in MetLife. There's no home field advantage in MetLife, by the way.
I would say the Panthers.
Yeah, the Panthers are winning this game, man. The Panthers are winning this game.
The Jets is just
They're
atrocious,
abysmal.
bro. Yeah, they're bad.
Their defense.
No Garrett Wilson too, right?
Let me double check, but I think I was seeing that. He was getting fucked up in that Denver game, bro. I felt like every time he hit the ground, he was getting up slow. He's not even listed on the injury report. He's playing.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the Panthers should win this game, man. Now, if they don't, because you gotta think about it, that was a big win for this Carolina team. I get it, Dallas is not a great team, but Dallas's offense has been phenomenal. Imagine if they had somebody like Micah Parsons on their defense to somewhat hold it down and generate a pass rush. That would be something. Maybe they'd be a little bit better. But that's a big win. You got it now. There's some little bit of expectation where it's like you got to beat the bad teams, right? Good teams beat bad teams, and then great teams beat good teams, and then they also beat other great teams. You want to be a decent team, a good team. You want to carry the momentum. You got to beat the Jets. You cannot deliver the Jets their first win of the season. The Jets defense played really well against Denver in London. Now that also might tell us something about Denver. Carolina's offense has been clicking. Their defense has been making some impact plays, and the Jets can't get out their own way. This should be looking at a 4-3 Carolina team after this weekend.
I want to see what Carolina does at running back. I know they said it's still Chuba Hubbard's job still, but Rico definitely earned more touches, right?
How do you go away from that hot hand in that situation, though? The offense has been clicking. And I get it, small sample size, but you don't mess with a good thing. Now, I'll tell you, as trade deadline approaches, you have some options you can make, though. Now, granted, it's never a bad option to have 2 really talented running backs in the backfield.
Especially, with injuries, right? Which is why he even had the opportunity. But they just paid Chuba Hubbard. And he's a captain.
No, I'm talking about Rico.
No, I know that. I'm just saying.
That's
why it's like they have to go with him still, right? But at the same time, you're messing with a good thing because, I mean, I think he has more yards than Saquon, doesn't he? In just 2 games.
I mean,
how many touches he has in 2 games?
It feels like 800, but I'll get you an exact number. He's just been phenomenal, both in the rush and passing game, which is always important. 81 carries so far and 12 receptions.
That's for the season?
Yeah. Let me try to get the last 2 real quick.
No, that's fine. You're gonna.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal. He's been phenomenal. And you love to see stories like that. And they made a huge deal out of the revenge game because he wanted to stay in Dallas and they let him walk. Um, but how exciting is this for Carolina fans who the season started all kind of bleak and now you're 3-3? When's the last time they've been over 500 this deep into a season? Like if they win, it'll be week 7 and you're 4-3. I can't even tell you. I mean, that's exciting. We were
It is
talking about it
exciting.
last show, right? With the Patriots, right? There's that optimism
Oh yeah,
coming
yeah.
back into the building. Now, obviously, the Patriots are not far removed from a ton of success, but that has to feel good if you're a Panthers fan. It would be such a huge letdown if they lose to the Jets.
Especially like how Bryce started, right? Like,
Yeah,
and then the comparisons to Stroud because Stroud was seeing so much success. So I'm happy for him and that organization. People forget they went to the Super Bowl. They
yeah,
lost,
forever
but
ago,
um,
a
it's good
decade
to see
ago.
that. It's good to see T Mac out there balling as well. I I haven't been excited to watch them. But I watched them a lot for that Arizona game.
Yeah, I know you did.
And shout out to Brissett, man. They need Brissett back. Um, um, but
Brisket
yeah,
cooking.
yeah, that's my guy. Expatriate too. People forget that. Um, but yeah, that's an easy game for me to call for Carolina. Is the Justice is bad, bro.
Bad and Sauce has been terrible. Sauce has been terrible. Tet should be able to cook. And
We'll see.
they're missing one of their best defenders, Quincy Williams on IR. He's their best linebacker. He all pro last year. So yeah, they should be able to cook that. Moving to another AFC East team, Mike Vrabel revenge game. Patriots at Tennessee. Patriots obviously sorry, let me run that back and put more respect. The AFC East leading New England Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
Coming off obviously a win in the Superdome where Drake May looked phenomenal yet again. I mean, we all know what's going to happen in this game. New England favored by a touchdown in Tennessee. This shouldn't even be close. Tennessee has zero offensive firepower at the moment. And New England's defense, since Gonzalez has been back, has played at an extremely high level.
Yeah, it's. I seen a thing too. Drake May leads the league with 20 and like completion percentage for 20 plus yards.
He's money.
Almost double, bro. It's like 70 something percent, and the league average is like 45 or 40.
He's money.
And that's that's not even including the 3 plays that got called back, the long touchdowns or
Yep.
long pass plays. Obviously I'm running on the Patriots. I Ridley's out as well, so you're talking about a bad offense. Losing Ridley doesn't help. Not that he was having a great year, but um, he could still be a problem. But I'm excited to see what we do. Um, I want to
I wonder if
see
that's somebody that's on the trade block.
who's that.
Calvin.
Ridley.
Yeah.
So they was talking about Ridley, AJ
Buffalo.
Brown, Olave. Buffalo needs one.
Bad.
Patriots are supposedly searching for a wide receiver as well. I don't know how I
Rid-
feel about that.
Ridley.
I like Ridley.
Shoot. Well, no, your receivers have been playing well. Pop's been playing well. Obviously, Kayshawn Booty's been playing well. Diggs has been playing well. Hunter Henry's a savage. You just gotta stop giving Ramondre Stevenson so many touches.
Yeah,
That's my
so
only beef.
that's what I was just about to talk about, which is
Trade him.
I want to see what we do with Trey. Like, get him some more touches. And you mentioned receivers, but you didn't mention my guy who has yet to really play in Chisholm.
Mm.
He's a baller, bro. You talk about a football player.
His
He's a
route running
football
is
player.
crazy too.
So, but yeah, I think Cam's having a tough rookie season.
They fired their
You got
coach.
Vrabel, who obviously I respect a lot. The league respects a lot. Going back into Tennessee, gonna be interesting.
Bloodbath.
Hopefully,
Has to be. They're in disarray. They got no offense. They just fired their head coach. Maybe he was the bad juju on the offense. I don't know. Every week, Cam is saying that the team is ass. I mean, he's honest, but maybe don't say it out loud. You don't have to speak your thoughts. Yeah, it should be. I don't know. I don't know.
Cam is
Maybe
the epitome of our show. Honestly speaking,
I listen.
like
I appreciate the honesty, but I wonder if your teammates do. Like, come on, bro. We're trying, man. Like, we're trying. Their defenses have actually played pretty decently, given the fact that their offense generates nothing for them. So,
that that reminds me of like when we used to work together. I'm like, you suck. You know what I mean? Like, now you might feel some type of way, but at the end of the day, like you know it. You know what I mean?
facts. No, it's motivation because it's like, all right, I'll show you.
Yeah. Maybe they'll
Um,
show us. Just hopefully not this week.
let's move on to the late window. This should be a good one because there's been some banter back and forth on social media as well. Giants at Broncos. Denver favored by 7. Game happening at Mile High. Giants obviously coming off a big Thursday night win against the Eagles. Broncos coming back from London over their win over the Jets. This game might be closer than some people think. I,
I
I
think it
like
will be.
I like Denver at home. I'm not gonna lie. That defense is ridiculous. And we talked about it last week with Denver. When you have a defense like that, it gives you time for your offense to figure it out because you're not going to find yourself in huge deficits because your defense is able
Mm.
to hold on. Um, but I think this game is going to be closer than people think. I think the Giants cover that 7 points.
Oh, for sure. I think so too. I was gonna say I think the game's gonna be closer than 7 points. Um, but I also have Denver winning. I am rooting for the Giants
I
because
mean,
I
so
need
am
the
I.
Giants to somehow make it to the Super Bowl versus the Patriots.
That would that would be insane. Number one. Listen, man. Somewhere down the line, we need a Dart versus May Super Bowl.
At
That
some
would
point.
that would feed families for generations. Um, I'll tell you what though, like there's not those are some of the best times in football. Those Giants, Patriots, Super Bowls, the whole Northeast was rocking. Everywhere you go, everybody was talking about it because everybody up there is either Giants fans or Patriots fans in Connecticut. I mean, you'll find the occasional Jets fan. Shout out to my dad, but who's listen, the Jets traded all their future success for that win against the Patriots in 2010 in the divisional round. Um, they gave it all up. Now Mark Sanchez is facing criminal charges, and they gave up everything. They gave up everything for that success.
I want to see how Dart plays, right? Especially against a great defense.
Yeah,
Um,
hostile environment.
yeah. Again, like I said in previous shows, where it would have been nice to see that Dart neighbors connection, but we're just gonna have to wait for that.
Yeah, for sure. Um, I'm still excited though. Like, there's way more optimism going into this game than a lot. Than I can't even remember the last time I felt like, hey, we have a chance against a decent team, a good team. We have there's a chance we might maybe pull it off. Because if this was Russell quarterbacking this team going into it, I'm like, we're getting blown out. 7 is being generous. Now I'm like, yeah, there's a chance.
Yeah, I think also too, real quick before we move on, is what you said about Denver with their defense giving them time to figure it out. I think it's the same with the Giants because they're finally figuring out how to be effective with the pass rush that they have. So if they can keep them in the game, you have faith in Dart, like you said. But
Yep.
and Scottaboo as well, right? He's been cooking. So
Listen, a good run game is a young quarterback's best friend. Theo Johnson is a really capable tight end. I like the chances that they have. Um, Denver's offense this season has struggled. There's times where it's looked really efficient, like they had that stretch against the Colts. Of course, the whole game against Cincinnati, but Cincinnati's defense is not good at all. But then you see them against a Jets defense who was getting gashed by everybody, not able to really do anything. I mean, you think if you sack a quarterback, was it 9 times they sacked Justin
Yeah, it was
Fields?
it was wild.
They
It
had the
was
Jets
wild.
finished what negative net passing yards, and yet the Jets had a chance to win that game
Yeah.
at the end, which is insane. But I trust they'll figure that out. This might be this might be the game of the week. Colts at Chargers. The surprising 5-1 Colts against the Chargers, who picked up a big win last week to stay ahead in their division. At home, the Bolts are favored by 1.5. Who do you like?
Who they playing?
The Colts. Is this guy even listening?
No, I was
Is this
fixing the
mic on?
fan. I apologize. Um, damn. I'm gonna go with the Chargers.
Chargers at home.
I think yeah, that's a tough one. It's a tough one, right? Because the thing is with the Colts, Daniel Jones, obviously, there's a lot of talk with Daniel Jones, and I love his nickname, Indiana Jones, by the way. But in reality, I man, that's a tough. Jonathan Taylor, right?
For the
Carrying him.
OPOY right now.
And when you have, I think you got to do what they do with Hurts, and then make them throw the ball, and make the real Daniel Jones, who we've seen come come out of his shell. But because the running game is so effective, Daniel Jones is able to perform the way he has been, and obviously adding Warren has been helpful. It's
He's a
just a
savage.
and the thing is the Chargers too. They've had stretches too where they just it doesn't make sense to me. Like they look terrible.
Offensively out of sorts.
Yeah, is Quentin playing?
I was just looking at the injury report. I tell you right now, Joe Alt is doubtful to play, which is a big injury. But on the Colts side, while I'm looking up Quentin Johnston, no Josh Downs, which is a key injury for them.
What happened to Josh Downs?
Come on, don't put me on the spot here. I remember he got hurt.
Oh,
I'll tell
I
you
didn't
right
know if you
now.
know.
Head injury. I think it was it concussion? I know he got lit up because I was watching it. I was watching part of the game because I have Josh Downs in our dynasty, and I'm pretty sure he got lit up right in it. He got smoked. But Quentin Johnston is off the injury report, so he's ready to play,
Okay.
which is surprising that we're saying this. Quentin Johnston, that's a big get back. Lad had a great game though. Lad had a great game last week for the Lad fantasy owners, but Quentin Johnston's coming back, so it's gonna be curious to see what that target distribution is like. Does it go back to what we've seen so far this season, or does Lad get worked into the offense a little bit more?
If you have Lad, I'm trading him. Like if I have Lad, I'm trading him.
What do you think is fair value to be able to get back?
Uh, I don't really like this, but I mean he's been balling. It's Garrett Wilson. I'll take Garrett Wilson. Well,
I wouldn't trade Garrett Wilson for Lad.
some people might, especially after the big game he had. Chase
No way,
Brown.
no how. Chase Brown is a little bit more. That's tough too. That's tough
But-
too.
All I'm saying is I would sell high on Lad. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, for sure. Also, by the way, Garrett Wilson is doubtful. I think you asked that back, and I never got you an answer on that. We were talking
Waddle.
about the Carolina. Would I trade him for Waddle? Yeah. Yes. If I could get Waddle, yes, because there was a report that Miami's unlikely to bring Tyreek back. Obviously, Tyreek's hurt for the season, but even looking forward, because we talked
I don't
dynasty.
think
So
I don't think Tyreek wants to go back, bro.
I
To
don't
be
think so
honest.
either. But that's a whole
I
different
never seen
conversation.
somebody so happy that they destroyed their
No,
leg.
I don't. I think that was just like a. I mean, you've been in pain. You've done some damage before, right? You know what it feels like. You're kind of just like all the adrenaline rushes in. Like when I broke my when I broke my ankle, I wasn't smiling or anything like that, but I wasn't like devastated in tears either. I think that's what it is because we see some players because they're able to like right away they know what's wrong and what that means, what the injury means, and some other players I think when you get hurt, you're kind of just like hallucinating a little bit, like you know what the fuck what's going on. Your body's just in a ton of pain and so you have all that adrenaline going through it. I don't know. I don't think he was smiling because
I was
he's
gonna say,
happy.
so you're saying he was hallucinating, is what you're saying?
I don't think he's smiling because he's happy. Let's just put it that way. Like he's like, yeah, I'm out of here. I don't think that's what it was at all.
All right.
And if so, that would be insane. That would be literally insane. A simple, but like going to the front office and saying, I'm unhappy here would have sufficed, I think. Um, let's keep it moving. Packers. Oh, did I make a pick? I didn't make a pick for that Colts Chargers game. I like the Colts. Give me the Colts. Give me the Colts. Indiana Jones. I got to root for my guy, even though he was terrible as a Giant. I'll root for my guy, Indiana Jones. Even though Jonathan Taylor's just been playing so good. I'll leave it at that. And if Joe Alt doesn't play, that's a big loss. That's a big no play. All right. Packers at Cardinals. This is the easiest Packers button ever. No, I shouldn't even say that, bro, because the Packers have been sus too.
Yeah, but the Cardinals are just bad, bro. Cardinals are bad. Cardinals are bad.
They really are. They are.
Like I prefer to watch the Panthers over the Cardinals.
Well, here's the news for the Cardinals.
And I know the Cardinals beat them, but Panthers
There's-
actually almost came back and won that game.
Yeah. And then the Cardinals went on to have one of the worst losses we've seen in a long time against the Titans. Good news here for the Cardinals is Ian Rappaport of NFL Network just reported not too long ago that the Cardinals are planning on starting Jacoby Brissett this week.
Let's go.
That their offense looked very good against the Colts last week. So, and that was in Indy. So there's
yeah, that's right. No, that's exciting. I love my guy Brisket, man.
For Marvin Harrison fantasy owners, he's slated to play tomorrow. And
I know. I've been keeping an eye on that.
Brissett was looking for him until he got hurt.
That is great news. You just made my day.
So are you picking Arizona now? Or are you gonna stick with Green Bay?
Nah, I would still go Green Bay, but
Green Bay.
That is exciting because one, I was paying attention to Marv because as you know, and everybody who's been watching knows, I have Marv on every single team. So I've been paying attention to see if he's going to, clear concussion protocol, which he did. I seen that last night.
Yeah.
But then it was like, damn, it's like Kyler just cannot find him. So knowing that Brisket is in, and I know that's not his name, ladies and gentlemen, but that's what we call him. It gives me some hope.
You know what it is too, because Jacoby he's not afraid to let it rip. He's gonna just throw the ball. So
yeah.
Sometimes you watch Kyler and you're like, man, I wonder if he's just tentative because he's not 100% sure of the throw that he's gonna make. You watch Jacoby, and you know who's also very much like that is Jameis Winston, where he's like, I don't give a shit, I'm letting it rip. Now Jameis is different, but you don't like in fantasy. You don't, if you have one of those receivers, you prefer it because you want the quarterback to give your guy a chance. All right, so we both got Green Bay. Big matchup in the NFC East. Commanders at the Cowboys. The spread right now, Dallas is favored 1.5.
Are they really?
Atrocious, by the way. Commanders cooking.
Yeah, I'm taking Commanders all day.
Commanders are cooking. Dallas's defense is just like I got McNichols. I got Luke McCaffrey in our dynasty, and I'm like, yo, I think I might just play both of them.
I know.
McCaffrey's
I was
had a couple touchdowns. Well, he had the touchdown last game, which saved him. But you might just play everybody on Washington because they're playing Dallas.
no. That's a true statement. I got McNichols too when I was thinking about playing him. Um, Actually, now that I'm talking about it, I think it's either him or I picked up. What did I pick up? I think I picked up the receiver and for the Bucks. But I just seen a report that um Mike Evans and Ibuka might play.
Yeah, I didn't
But
see.
we'll get to that, and I guess when we get to
Yeah,
that game.
yep,
But um yeah, I'm taking JD, man.
yeah. I got to go
That
with JD.
Cowboys defense is it's exciting to watch as a fantasy player, like owner, because like it's like I know I'm getting
Everybody
some
eats.
buckets. Yeah, everybody
Everybody
eats.
eats. Listen, like you said, I mean, Tet scored his first, not just first NFL touchdown, but his first two NFL touchdowns against that defense. You just play whoever you got against the Dallas defense because they're going to give
Yeah,
up yards. And but the thing is, here's the special combination about Dallas is because their offense is so good, you're going to have to score to keep pace with them.
mm-hmm. Is CD
So
back?
yes, thank goodness. By the way, he is active. It's gonna be
Pickens
interesting to
been
see what that
balling
looks
though.
like because Pickens has been phenomenal. Shout out to him and CD's absence. So hopefully that connection still keeps going on, and then it just makes it easier for CD. Kind of like how we were talking about early in the season, because I know we both had him slated as a potential wide receiver one candidate early in the season, or at least a tier one wide receiver. When we're talking fantasy perspective, because of that, like just having another um, player like Pickens on the other side could really open up things for CD, facing less double coverage, stuff like that. Strong.
And I think that's still gonna be a thing. 'Cause
I
Pickens is
agree.
a top 5 fantasy wide receiver, if I'm not mistaken.
He's been killing everybody, bro.
Um,
And he's cut down on the drops, which is huge. Um, my bad. I shouldn't.
no, no.
I
You
feel like I just
you
deaded your whole train of thought.
no, I did lose track of what I was because I was actually listening. But yeah, I can't go against JD, man. And
No,
now
they bounce back.
they have to. They have
I'm just
to.
gonna stop talking. I feel like I'm interrupting at the wrong time, so I'm just
It's
gonna
fine.
I'm
It's
gonna
not
wait
just
for you to
you. Like I
talk.
said, it was a long night, so it's I'm not I'm clearly not 100% Quan right now, but that's fine because
I
you're
know you.
carrying you're like Rico Dotto right now.
I know. I'm announcing the games. You're like, wow, okay, Commanders. Who they're playing again? Every. Anyways, let's talk about Sunday night. Let's talk about Sunday night. The Falcons coming off a big Monday night win, back-to-back primetime games for them
Oh, this is a good
against
game.
against Buffalo, against the 49ers. Is it really a good game though? Niners are just completely
Is Kittle
riddled
back?
with injuries. Let me see the injury report real quick for them. We know no Purdy, obviously Fred
No
Warner.
Purdy, no Pearson.
Um,
I'm going the Falcons.
yeah, Kittle's set to return. Yeah, me too. I'm going to Atlanta. Now the home road splits for Atlanta are not super friendly, by the way. Just not really a great road team. But the 49ers are just hurt everywhere where I feel like they're going to be able to take advantage of pretty much
Literally
whatever they want to
everywhere.
get. Yeah.
Losing
Uh,
Fred Warner,
it just kills a whole defense.
and they had already lost Bosa. Like it's tough. It's tough to be a 49ers fan right now.
49, if they
I
find
see.
their way into the playoffs, Shanahan got to be coach of the year.
Did you see? There's an AI video of the Niners drafting. There's two different ones. You seen them?
I
The,
seen
the
one.
the person they drafted fell and got
Yeah.
injured, and then the other one was they drafted a doctor.
I think you sent me that one. I think you sent me
Oh,
the
I sent
doctor
that to
one.
you. That's
Yeah.
funny, man. That's funny.
It's
That's not
crazy.
funny, but it's funny.
It's crazy how many injuries they deal with. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I like Atlanta here. I mean, I can't tell you how devastating that game against Buffalo was when Drake London clearly stepped out. before the half because I would have won. I was down like 80 points going into Monday Night Football, but I had Penix, Bijan, and London,
Oh wow.
and I almost won. And that I would have won because that was a long touchdown, and plus the 6 that you get from the touchdown. So I would have won that. So that was
In what
devastating.
league?
Oh, my dad's league.
In your dad's league, yeah.
I was getting killed. The guy I was playing against
Because
had quick
you was going against Bajan in my
Oh,
league, right?
he killed me. Yeah, he killed
Yeah.
me. He absolutely murdered me. But I figured that was gonna happen anyways. But I was sick because I remember telling you I was like, I'll be cool like taking the L in one league because I could have afforded the L in our league, but I took an L in both leagues because he didn't do enough. Even though he cooked, it wasn't enough. So yeah. Anyways, Atlanta. And now that shapes up to be an interesting division because if you think about it, now Atlanta goes to 4-2. If Carolina wins, they go to 4-3. Now we move into Monday night, Bucks at Lions, who now we know for sure, no Bucky Irving, no Chris Godwin, Ibuka and Mike Evans are both considered game time decisions at this moment, which is the worst thing ever from a fantasy perspective, especially when they play Monday night. Because how
Yeah.
do you swap stuff in unless you have
Yeah.
unless you got the handcuffs? And from the Lions' perspective, for sure, no Brian Branch because he was fighting Juju, which the commentary around that has been great. I forgot who said it, but there was a player on another team that said like that shit Ben needed to happen to Juju to that effect.
That's funny. That is funny.
So
Um, I mean, did, they showed the play of what led up to that,
yep,
and that he could have hurt Branch.
absolutely. No, I'm
That
not.
was a
Listen, I'm
dirty.
not.
That was a dirty play.
I'm not saying anything about that whole situation because that we saw the play obviously where he could have hurt Branch. We saw what Branch did. Um, everybody gets what's coming to him eventually. That's how I feel about that. Detroit Lions. Here's the injury report for the Lions. So obviously we know Brian Branch, he's out. No Kirby Joseph, he's out. No Terrion Arnold, he's out. No Avante Maddox, he's out. That's pretty much their entire secondary.
Mm.
Good news is that almost the entire Tampa Bay Bucks receiving core might be out, and they're rolling with their wide
Sterling
receiver
Shepard,
for Tez Johnson, which
Tez Johnson,
they've played
and
well.
I feel terrible. I don't know his actual first name, but I know it's K Johnson because I was looking at him in fantasy. Um, so that's
He's like he don't even got a
terrible.
picture. He just got the silhouette.
Yeah, but I got the Lions winning this game. I like the Lions a lot. I've always liked the Lions. I
Yeah.
think I've been liking them for like 4 or 5 years now. Uh, what I will say is that Baker is a tough guy.
He's a
Like
dog.
he'll make this game interesting is what I really believe. But
I agree.
that's a lot of firepower that you could potentially be missing out
Yeah,
on with the game time.
top 3 receivers. I
Yeah.
mean, that's ridiculous. And on top of that, your top running back.
Mm.
So that's critical. But I agree with you. I think the Lions take this one. It's in Detroit. It's the perfect kind of bounce back game. I'm not saying that Tampa's a get right team. Obviously, they're 5-1. But after that tough loss against Kansas City, where Kansas City thoroughly outplayed Detroit, this is the perfect game for them to come back. Dan Campbell's gonna have his guys ready to roll. And that offense is so explosive. And to be honest, you look at Tampa. Tampa hasn't really their defense hasn't played very well. I mean, they give up points to the Jets. They gave up, of course, points to Seattle when they played. So it's not like Tampa's been this super dominant defense.
Getting Dean back helps. So what I
Oh,
will say
100%.
too is, and I know I talked to you about this prior to us hitting the record button, but I got to retract my statement on the Bucks winning that division, and I'm gonna have to pick the Falcons.
Wow. Now you're taking my pick.
What do you mean? You picked the Bucks.
No, I didn't. I picked Atlanta. Don't do that. I picked Atlanta.
I gotta go back and look
When
to
the
see if
season
you did.
started, I know last week.
No, last week.
Oh, last week. Okay. Yeah,
Oh,
last week
all right.
I picked the Bucks. Last week
Yeah,
I
no,
did pick the Bucks.
I'm going Atlanta. I think Todd Bowles is a clown.
You hate Todd Bowles.
Yeah,
Um, I'll tell you
hate's a
what.
strong word. I don't hate anybody, but
That's right.
I really
You
dislike
dislike
him.
him. If if things play out the way that we've picked, right? Like I said, the Falcons win 4-2. Carolina wins 4-3. Bucks lose, they're 5-2. That becomes interesting. Now, granted, Tampa's already beaten Atlanta, but still, that's still interesting. They're right there. Where
Hmm.
people thought Tampa was going to run away with the division, and it still very well may do that. But I think again, 7 weeks into the season, where you think Carolina would have, probably been one of the bottom, bottom of the barrel in the NFC, and Atlanta, we're not really sure what they were going to look like. They still have their offensive inconsistencies, but that could shape up to be a real race. Sorry, Saints fans. You notice I didn't mention you. That was intentional. Okay, let's wrap up week 7. Texans at the Seahawks. The Seahawks have been playing really, really good ball as of late. Sam Darnold's been balling. JSN, wide receiver 1. Their defense has been playing really well against the Houston team, who obviously coming off a bye last week, had a really good game offensively in Baltimore. The last time we saw them, who do you like?
This is a good game. I think this is probably the game of the week for me. I like the Texans.
Ooh, you like the Texans?
I do like the Texans. Wait. What is do you know what their pass rush is? With applying pressure for Seattle.
I
'Cause
don't, but I can find that for you.
that's why the Texans had such a good game against Baltimore. They just didn't get no pass rush. And Stroud, and this is what I'm saying, like Stroud is a is a really good quarterback. And he takes a lot of heat for his struggles that they've been having. But a lot of that stems from that offensive line. That offensive line is
Terrible.
I'm telling you,
Terrible.
when I don't ever recall seeing somebody getting tackled while getting the ball snapped to them.
Seattle has the 9th highest sack percentage in the NFL.
Ninth,
Yeah, 9th highest. 8.1%.
top 10 then? Yeah, I gotta go Seattle then.
I like
Does it
Seattle in this game. I'm gonna be honest with you. Now, only thing I'll say is Seattle at home has not been good. Seattle, believe it or not, because you think whenever you think about Seattle, you think about the 12th man, right? That's their big thing. But actually, at home, that's not, under Mike McDonald has not been great. It's been on the road. I think they're like 10-1 or something like that now. But I think they're just a better team overall. And like to your point, that that offensive line in Houston, unless something happened over the bye, um, I don't know. I don't know what could have even happened over the bye. Like maybe they got
well that's a
blessed or something.
I love their coach. So, extra time to maybe game plan and
Yeah,
but how do you fix a line in a week off is I never heard of that. So that's why I'm choosing Seattle. But I do like the Texans. And I think the Texans has a good defense. Um, but
Texas got to
like
win this game.
again, like I said, you can't snap the ball and get tackled and hope that you're gonna win the game. So
It's,
uh,
yeah,
yeah, I'm going with Seattle.
especially when so much of CJ's success his rookie season was driving the ball down the field. Those routes will never get any time to develop.
No,
So yeah, they need to be able to hold up in pass pro. They have found something of a running game with Woody March though. So that always helps. But yeah, that line is too spooky. Seattle generates pressure. I think Seattle wins this game. I'm not even sure if it's going to necessarily be close either. So there's that. That wraps up week 7. Hopefully we come back and we're like, yeah, I told you we were right on everything. I don't think we disagreed on many games this week outside of the Eagles and
The
Vikings
Colts,
and the
game.
Colts game. Listen, sometimes we don't disagree. That's the difference about the show. We don't disagree just for the sake of disagreement. We disagree when we truthfully believe something. Now, before we sign off, I wanted to talk about um some these power rankings I sent you. And
Oh
I
yeah,
want
yeah.
to next week. I want to put together our own power ranking. We just didn't have enough time to kind of sit through because we want to make sure we do it justice. Yeah, we don't want to come in and rank teams and not have all the numbers and everything in front of us. And let's exclude Thursday night because obviously this came out. I think this came out on Monday. So here's this top 10. This is Bucky Brooks of Fox, and this is no shot at Bucky Brooks. Because I'm sure there's a bunch of power rankings like this. We talked about it, I think, at the top of the show that power rankings, sometimes it's just the standings. Sometimes it's we don't even know what the criteria is. But here it is. Number 1 is Tampa Bay. I had no beef with Tampa Bay being number 1. Right, 5-1. Their offenses look really good. We think Baker is a MVP candidate. Fine. Number 2, right away, Buffalo. Tell me what you saw in the last 2 losses that make you feel that Buffalo is better than, I don't know, Detroit or better than New England. I didn't see anything.
Yeah, I don't know how he got the. I don't know how he would even have them in the top 5. I know when you sent me that list, I was like, I can't believe this. I thought that was Brady's list because Brady does that,
Yeah, no,
and I'm
this ain't
like,
Brady.
no, I know,
Brady would have the
but that
Pats in
is,
there.
huh?
Brady would have the Pats in here.
You think so?
Let me see if I can find it real quick. Let me see if I can find Brady's power ranking.
Well, yeah. So I seen. I'm like, this is disappointing. But anyways, back to the Bills being number 2. Like, how do you have them in a, let alone being at number 2, but how do you have them in the top 5? Is beyond me.
Makes 0 sense. Well, let me not say top 5 doesn't make 0 sense, but number 2, they're definitely not the second best team in the league. That's atrocious. So Brady also had Tampa 1. He had the Colts 2, which I'll fine. I would prefer that over Buffalo right now. And I get it. They still have Josh Allen, but tell me something, everybody that's listening. Outside of Josh Allen, what else do they have?
I was just about to say, like, it's a team game. Now, obviously, you have superstars who just they perform at a high, but he don't play defense. It's like
Their
Dak.
defense is not good.
Dak is having a phenomenal year, but
Yes.
his defense is atrocious. How do you do that?
Can't do nothing with that.
Yeah,
Can't do nothing
I
with
don't
that.
get it.
Yeah. Okay. Number 3, Pittsburgh. We've already talked about Pittsburgh and Nausea, and we talked about it before even their Thursday night letdown. That 4-1 record's a little you could poke holes in that. So we'll leave Pittsburgh as it is. Then Indy was 4th. Like I said,
Pittsburgh is 3. He got Pittsburgh at 3.
He had Pittsburgh 3, which was disgusting. Tom had Green Bay at 3. I still have questions about Green Bay, but to your point, if they could run the ball like that and they play good defense, you're automatically a dangerous team. And I feel like we saw Jordan Love really get hot after Thanksgiving that first season where he played. Give him time. They have the weapons. I don't mind Green Bay there for Tom, but yeah, Pittsburgh is crazy. Indy was at 4 in the one I sent you. You can't really argue Indianapolis, man. They played great all season, and their one loss was just they could have potentially beaten the Rams if they don't just drop the ball, right? That unforced error and they might be sitting undefeated still. Green Bay was at 5 here. I won't argue anything about Green Bay. If they figure out If Jordan Love plays consistently, they instantly become one of the most complete teams in the NFL. Um,
I agree.
then Detroit was ranked, and Tom Brady had the Rams 5. Um, as long as Puka is good, the Rams are a dangerous team. Detroit 6. Now I know you're high on Detroit. Coming off a Kansas City loss, would you still have them in your top 5? I
Yes,
think I would.
I would.
I would definitely have them. I would have the Tom had them at 4. I would have them. I'd have Detroit over Buffalo, and I definitely have them over Pittsburgh. That's not even a debate. Um, Tom had Denver at 6, which I thought was really interesting because of their offensive struggles. But I mean, if the GOAT says, hey, defense is what their defense is fine, and we're banking on that offense kind of getting into form, then I'm not going to argue Denver because that defense is ridiculous.
No, I agree. It's funny because as I'm trying to break down the list, um, because you have it in front of you. I visually, right? The defense, I feel like Tom is going with a lot of defensive strong teams. Like the Rams got a great defense,
Yep.
right? The Packers, another great defense. A good defense.
I
But
agree. The Lions defense is a little, but their offense is so explosive, and they have a
their
stud
offense
in Aiden
is yeah, yeah, exactly.
on the defensive end, a game breaker.
Yeah.
Um, and then Tampa and the Colts, they've just been winning at an extremely high clip. That I see why he has them at 1 and 2, even though Tampa's defense hasn't really been like this dominant defense. Okay, controversial one for you. You got his Tom has Philly at 7. This ranking had Philly at 10. Now, if this was a vibes ranking, Philly would probably be at like, I think the only teams that have worse vibes right now than the Eagles is the Browns and the Jets. And maybe you could lump in Baltimore because they're in a pretty terrible stretch, but at least Lamar's coming back, and so that'll lift them up. Um, but it's
In
not.
Miami.
Oh yeah, Miami's pretty bad. Um, I don't mind Philly in the top 10. I'll go ahead and throw it out there.
Yeah, you said they win no matter what. You
I probably
compared Philly to the New England Patriots dynasty. It
I
was
didn't do that. I'd probably have them
unreal.
at 10. So I agree with that spot. Um, now here's what I like from Tom. This is truly unbiased. Chiefs at 8. I'd probably even have the Chiefs higher.
I know you would.
I'm taking the Chiefs over Philly, even though Philly beat them. Just as of where they are right now, who you feel better about? Philly or the Eagles? Philly or the Eagles?
Philly,
Philly or the Chiefs? You
I'll,
gotta feel better about the Chiefs.
yeah. And they get Rice back, like you said,
And
which
again,
is
Rice back.
huge.
I'll take them over Denver. I
Take the
feel better
Chiefs over
about
Denver?
I feel better about the Chiefs than Denver because remember the Chiefs defense has been playing extremely well. The only team that really lit them up, uh, Jacksonville did a good job against them, but then the Chargers in Week 1. Other than that, they played very well. Um, yeah, I like the Chiefs.
I know you do.
Seattle at 9. I think Seattle deserves to be. This other ranking had Seattle at 7. Brady has them at 9. Seattle definitely top 10 team in my opinion. Um, Sam Darnold's been playing phenomenal. J.S. Silent, we talked about him. He's been playing out of his mind. Their defense has been playing really well. And what's encouraging is their ability to win on the road. That's not an easy thing to do, and yet they've been fantastic at it. And then he had Washington at 9 to kind of round it out. Washington and then Philly for Bucky Brooks. No Washington for Tom. But you know who Tom had at number 10, which I think I would make the case for them being a top 5 team over Buffalo,
Who?
the New England Patriots.
He did put him on there?
He put them at 10.
I like the Patriots.
You know, Tom didn't even have Buffalo in his top 10.
He's smart. He's a GOAT.
You know what's interesting too is that he doesn't have the Chargers, who lead the AFC West in, but he has the Broncos and the Chiefs in. I would agree with that as they stand right now. I would like the Broncos and the Chiefs over the Chargers, but
No, I like the
I thought
Chargers. I just think they have to get healthy.
well, all is I think it said he's doubtful to play this week, so that's a huge game back. But you're not getting Slater back obviously this season, so that's instantly a huge loss. And then you're dealing with, I mean, thankfully Keenan's been healthy this entire season, but he's a guy that gets injured. So obviously Mac's already gone, so we're not.
Oh, Hampton's gone too.
Yeah, this is not a.
But Vidal had a really good game.
He did, and Herbert's still there, and Herbert's been playing very well, which I don't really like to say, but it is what it is. Herbert's been playing really well. I would still take the Chiefs. I would take the Chiefs over the Broncos and the Chargers, anyways. But I do like the Patriots, and I'm surprised the Patriots are not in this Bucky Brooks top 10. They've earned this spot. I'm telling you, like I'm gonna look at the list again. Here's the teams I wouldn't take. I wouldn't put the Patriots over. I wouldn't take them before Tampa. I wouldn't take them before Green Bay.
Right now?
Right now.
I think I would take them
as
over Tampa.
Currently,
they got too many injuries.
Yeah, too many injuries. That's a good point. Yeah, but they still win, which is the thing. I wouldn't take them over Green Bay or Detroit.
I would take them over. Green Bay is like tough. I think Green Bay is like right there, but I like Drake more than Love, so I would give that 100%. Edge. I would give that edge to the Patriots.
I like Green Bay's defense a little bit better, and I like Green Bay's running game better.
I don't. I like the running game. I think the running game is probably our only question mark, if I'm being honest. When we're healthy on defense with Gonzo being back, I'm thinking about it, right? And maybe I am being biased, but I'm not. I'm trying not to be. But like all three phases of the game,
he's biased.
I think we're complete on all three phases of the game, other than the running game. Which the running game hasn't been bad. It's just been turnovers.
You just don't have the dominant pass rusher, and they have Micah Parsons, so I'm gonna give them the edge there.
We just got the dominant corner.
I'm taking the dominant pass rush over the dominant corner.
And the team defense.
Green Bay also has the team defense.
No, not like us.
Now they're not like us.
And they're not like us.
But no, all that to say.
And special teams?
No, special teams y'all got on lock. I'll give y'all credit there.
I just don't like our kicker.
Yeah. But he hit that big kick against Buffalo. Yeah. Maybe the Rams. I wouldn't take them over the Rams. Well, no Puka, I would take them over the Rams. But with Puka, who's coming back, I wouldn't take them over the Rams.
I like the
Rams. The Patriots are like I would take them before. I'm taking over. Oh, I wouldn't take them over the Chiefs either. Sorry, I lied. They're not a top 5 team because I would not take them over the Chiefs. But I would take them over Denver. I would take them over Philly. I'd take them over Seattle.
I can't wait to do the power rankings now.
I would take them over the. Don't get upset, Colts fans. I would take them over the Colts. I trust Drake May more than I trust Daniel Jones. Yeah, well, that's where it is. So maybe New England does land outside the top 5 for me, but they definitely are in the top 10, no doubt. And the fact that they're not in there, and you got teams like Pittsburgh and I don't know, Philly and Washington in there is
all teams coming off of losses. Now, granted, it's not the Steelers when that was made. But you know,
and Buffalo being number 2 is just egregious because again, it's not the fact that Buffalo's lost 2 straight. It's the fact that Buffalo is nothing outside of Josh Allen, and
Yeah,
that's it. And
yeah.
New England, obviously, a really great defense, good weapons on the outside, and a really good tight end when he gets the chance. Right, Hunter Henry.
Yeah.
Like you said, just figure out that running game, which hopefully leads to more Travion Harrison
And Campbell,
touches.
man. Don't leave out Campbell, man.
My
We never
bad.
give credit to the
Do-
lineman.
Dominant offensive lineman. But the Bills got Deion Dawkins, who's really great in his own right as well. So, um, yeah, we definitely got to do our own power rankings. I definitely agree with Tom's more than I agree with Bucky's. Like I said, no shade at Bucky. This is the one I just saw when I was scrolling social media. I'm like, this is egregious. Number one, it was Buffalo at 2 that caught my eye, but it was Pittsburgh at 3 that really threw me into a frenzy. Um, I was at work. I'm like, what is this shit, man? Like Pittsburgh. What has Pittsburgh shown you? Aaron Rodgers, to his credit, play well. The offenses play well, but
I
their
think
defense is terrible.
I want to know what he used for the criteria. I will say, and I've been saying this since before the season started, is Tomlin just finds ways to win.
You did
He
say that.
does.
And I was like, I don't give a shit. I did say that.
Um,
And you did say, I'll give you your credit.
their running game is pretty good. They got
No,
Watt.
their offense in general. Well, they had Watt and they weren't able to get home pressure wise until like later in that game.
You're talking about the Cincy game though.
The Cincy
Cincy
Yeah.
game, he had a rough. It was a rough game for Watt. But yeah, I
Listen,
definitely not number. What do you have? 3?
3. Listen.
Would
And
you
that was coming
take
off.
Would you take Pittsburgh over Buffalo?
No. No, because Josh Allen was going to kill that defense. That defense is bad, man. That defense is bad. Listen, when the Jets can put up 30 on you, that says everything you need to know.
Defense won the game.
I get it. The defense won the game. Okay. In fact, the defense almost lost you the game. They had to make a play because they would have had no time left to get the ball back to their offense, which really won you the game. Their defense is not good. Okay, yeah, wow. You look at the scoring thing. Remember, they play Cleveland. That's gonna help your points. Obviously your points per game. It's gonna help your scoring defense when you get to play Cleveland. Come on, man. The Jets put up 30 on you. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Seattle absolutely kicked them in the mouth. Come on, man. Pittsburgh. Mike Tomlin's complaining that the Browns traded Joe Flacco within the division.
Oh yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what we're doing now. That's what we're talking about.
That was
Come
crazy.
on, man. Come on, man. And then you go ahead and you lose to him? Cut it out. Shucks, man. Maybe he lost on purpose to prove a point. I don't know.
That would be petty.
One and done, bro. That's a one and done playoff team if I ever saw one. I don't trust him.
No, I don't either.
All right. Any last thoughts before we sign off? I'll go on a rant if we don't end this.
No last thoughts. I appreciate you. You definitely carry the show. I don't know what it is. I think it has to be the late night that just kind of got me on my element and not in usual form. But great job by you. I appreciate you. I think that it's a lesson to be learned.
You know, it reminds me of that. Actually, I'm not going to say it because we're live and I can't edit it out. So, anyways, I appreciate everybody for tuning in, making it this far throughout the video. If you haven't already hit the subscribe button, please go ahead and do so for our followers who are listening via podcast platform, whether it be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcast. I said podcast about 10 times in the same sentence there. Please hit the subscribe button, leave a comment, rate the show, and again, share the show with friends, family, or whoever you think would enjoy extremely non-biased commentary, except it's when it's Quan talking about the Patriots.
Wow.
Shit is crazy. Anyways, we're signing off. As always, think critically, speak infamously. Love.
Love.